Hello guys, welcome back to Java programming tutorial here on my channel Pakinti Programmer. So today we are going to discuss about the data types available in Java. So what is a data type? First I would like to tell you what is a data type and what is a variable. So the data type specifies the type of the variable. And what is a variable again? Variable is nothing but a carrier of values. So data type specifies what type of variable it is. So for example, let's consider our age. Our age is like it's completely numbers, integer number. So it's an int. Its age variable is of type int. And for example, let's say percentage. Percentage is a decimal. So then we'll store that particular, like we'll specify that particular variable in type of uh, uh, floating point data type. So actually let's I'll give you a brief note on what are data types and stuff. So let's open my text editor quickly. So that's all web development. uh, Wait a minute, let me open that file quickly. Open folder, it's on y some Java. Let's send this folder. So there's my text editor. I'm going to create a new file. In that I'm going to specify what are the data types and stuff. So in Java we have something called integer, we have something called float, we have something called char or character, we have something called mm, say double, we have generally these are the main things, like these are the main data types of Java. So in them we have again the subdivisions. So the subdivisions are, to type this, so I'll just pause the video here, I'll just type this thing and I'll just again. Okay, so a data type is something which specifies the type of variable, and we have like two types of data types. Those are primitive data types and user defined data types. So here we have something called integer. In integer we have byte, short, int, long, and yes, we have four types of integer data. So byte means it gives you 8 bits to store some data. It's minus 127 to plus 128. Short gives you 2 bytes of data. It's minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. Int gives you 4 bytes of data to store, and that's a really huge value. Long is generally bigger than int. And float and double, you have 4 bytes. So you'll the floating data must be like this in points, and double, it's also pretty same. So in C, like in characters, it stores only 2 bytes of data. So the other type is the Boolean, which is true or false. uh, it it's it generally specifies whether this variable stores a value true or false. Like we'll see that in conditional statements, if a particular variable is returning true or it's storing true, then a particular on a particular condition, then the if executes, and in the else part will not execute if is true. You'll understand shortly about that. But for now, let's discuss something more about variables. So variables are of, I'm going to tell you three types of variables which are there. Uh, Type 1 variables are called the instance variables. So let's discuss about instance variables. So what are these instance variables? So instance variables are those variables which are declared inside a class and outside any method, and must not be static. So they are declared inside a class. So that's those are instance variables. Like if I open my, okay, I've just deleted this. I'll just give you a short example for this. uh, so let's write class student followed by like variables like int age and int roll number. So these variables are called instance variables. So this how you write instance variables. Next, we're going to discuss about static variables. These are a bit important, and we are going to discuss about static block, static uh, method, and a static this thing like static variable. So first let's discuss about static variable. So variables which are class which are declared inside a class and it is classified by static keyword is called as a static variable. Simply static uh, int name, sorry, int age is 10. So this is a static variable. By classifying static keyword uh, in front of a variable makes that variable static. So let's write a short example. So same class student, and this class student we are just going to write string name. After that we are going to write int age. After that let's write static int roll number. So we can also specify the values here, but uh, it's easy to write it's easy to give values through constructors, so I don't recommend here. But see, I just recommend because I don't like to do that. You can also write variables like roll number, data like roll number equals to 10. And next thing is we have 3 points about static variables. These static variables are also known as class variables. Let's say one. These are also known as class variables. So second point is static means to remain constant. The third point is we don't need an object to call this static variable. So these three are like you have to remember about static variables. And next, let's write an example program for this. So I'm going to save my program, Control Shift S. So static demo.java is my file name, and first let's write class student. This class student, I have say int a is my variable, and static int roll number is assigned to say 25, and let's write void, let's write a method void change. This void change, let's write dot out dot l, say void display. Let's display roll number here. Let's and it's in a column. Next, let's write main method main and string args, followed by we are going to write now, we are just going to directly access the roll number inside the student. Okay, let me give a value of a is 10. So let's directly access. Okay, let's remove this method for the instances for another program. uh, so yes, let's write system dot out dot println, and let's write uh, a, and let's write system dot out. I'm telling you before itself, this might give an error. Println rno semicolon. Save this, and let's open our command prompt, and prompt in y colon and c space tab, c space. Okay, so in Java C space, static demo is a Java file, so just compiling the Java code. Yes, I told you it's going to give an error. I wrote that code wantedly, so non-static variable cannot be referenced from a static content. So you'll get an error because you didn't create an object for the student class. So first let's create an object. Before that, just simply comment this off and just recompile that program. It compiled successfully, and let's run this program once. Why like that? Okay, it's because this get static demo. Yes, it's compiled. It's 25. So keep this thing in mind. Uh, if this is if a variable is classified as static, you don't need an object to call that data. And to call this a, you have to create an object, and I'll show you how to create an object. So static demo is my class name. Demo is my class name, followed by object name. Let's consider it as obj, and which is assigned to new, followed by constructor call static demo constructor simple. And let's remove that. Let's write obj dot. Let's recompile this code. It's compiled successfully. Yes, we got the output. So please keep this thing in mind. uh, if a variable is classified static, then you don't need an object to call that particular data. And this is about static keyword or static variables. In my next future coming videos, I am going to discuss about static block and static method. Till then, let's meet. Yeah, please do follow my Instagram. I'll leave the link in the description box below. And if you have any doubts, please feel free to ping me in comment box or ping me personally on Instagram. Thank you.